And you mentioned him earlier. One guy that you've competed a lot with in that ARCA spectrum is Ty Gibbs. You two have a very similar career path. I'm just curious what the relationship is like between the two of you.
Well, we've been driving together for probably the last 6 years, ever since we've done go-karts together. So, I mean, we've, like you said, done the exact same things over the last 6 years. And obviously he's like a year and a bit older than me. So he has a little bit of upper hand. So he was able to run pretty much 3/4 of the Xfinity season this year. But, yeah, we're just pretty much doing the same thing, following each other, having that rivalry going all the way up, hopefully to the Cup Series one day. And I mean, it's a lot of fun doing that with him because we're like frenemies. We're biggest enemies on the racetrack because we are both really, really good at what we do, and we have the best stuff behind us and the best people behind us. But also, he's a really cool kid. He's really down to earth, and we share a lot of common things.
And I have to ask, when you see somebody like Ty that has similar career path as you see him have that success, does that create pressure on yourself to try and be like, oh, now it's kind of on me to go out there and get a couple of wins?
Yeah, you're like probably the 20th person to ask me that. And honestly, I've changed my answer quite a few times over the course of getting asked those questions. So I've said stuff like jealousy, like I'm jealous that he's gotten the opportunity to show himself before I did. But it also makes me feel excited for what I can do, because I beat him the last 2.5 years in the ARCA stuff. I've won 3 championships, and he hasn't won any against me. So I have the upper hand in the ARCA series in general. However, Xfinity is way different. It's a lot more difficult, a lot more aero dependent, and he's definitely been better on some of the bigger tracks that we've run on. But he also has more experience. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what I can do in these big cars on these bigger tracks as well. But also, it doesn't really put pressure on me at all, because I know I can do it. I know I've beaten him, and if he can perform that well, I know I can perform that well for sure.
And